Hello, Perceptive Reader. This is James Lynch, and I want to take the moment to share with you my great appreciation for not only the true God in heaven, but still for his people. And when they're gathered together, he calls them, or the scriptures have called them, his congregation. And then there are translations that just straight up say the church. And the reason why I want to share this with you is because the reality is, with all the many different views and perceptions about God, the church down through the centuries have still kept the accurate knowledge of God's word, the Holy Bible, together. Now, granted, you can see at times people who haven't had a chance to read it through and maybe even to ask questions about certain situations, but all the same, the truth is still in there. And that's because God used his congregation and even people who were alienated at times to translate still the accuracy of his word. And we would not know the things that we know today about God if it wasn't for the Holy Bible. So there's a great appreciation for the congregation of God to have done its job all through the centuries. And I want to emphasize, I would never, allow for what individuals are doing to sit up there and then say it's God's house or God's congregation, because it isn't. And you can't blame God for still allowing people to do their free will or whatever they may do, or even misunderstand his word at times. It's still there. His house is still here. And so you can reflect on different topics that we've had where you may have heard one thing over the years, and then I happen to mention the same topic, and you find out that, so this is what it was talking about, for a clearer picture on the matter. And then you had accurate knowledge to make decisions from there because you saw the whole picture. And even though the person was well-meaning, who you may have talked to before, or maybe just research on your own, God made sure he gave you the accurate information. Where did that accurate information come from? His word, the Bible. Who was given charge of his word, the Bible? The congregation of God, the church. So you should always keep your appreciation. And then I emphasize, it's individuals we deal with. See, even when it seems like something is being let go on, even in certain buildings or what have you, it still doesn't change the fact that there's always going to be some individuals, even within that structure, that will use reasoning, will use strong exhortation, and of course God's word to finally resolve matters, even if it takes time, you see. And all of that was foretold about in God's word, the Bible. So make no mistake about it. No matter how some try to make it seem like the church doesn't have its place, I assure you 100% it still does. And it will still endure towards eternity. It's nothing wrong with God's congregation. It's just the individuals having issues at times, and yet we don't allow the individuals having issues to tear down an honorable, holy source. So I wanted to share that with you today, Perceptive Reader, because what we do know about God, it was still through his will and his structures. And there are utensils of God, so to speak. Even the psalmist, there's one of the Psalms, and I think it's around about in the 70s, had even came to that same conclusion, that no matter what he saw a lot of individuals doing, he still said expressed his gratitude for exactly what God's house was doing. You see? So yeah, we have different circumstances. I granted, whether some are able to go on a regular basis or not. But you know what? I tell you what, keep in your mind that God will always have a place, his house, and his really still pure word, pure worship. We're imperfect humans, but God's word is water. It's the purity of truth. And so God said that would endure forever and it will be on this earth forever. All right. And so I just wanted to share that with you to realize that, oh, yeah, God's house will be here forever. It'll even become even more immaculate in a lot of places throughout the centuries and eons, as I imagine, just, through different expressions and whether we start going out into space. But that's another subject altogether. But again, have confidence in that and have confidence that the love, the honor, the dignity that you give to God. What did he say? Jesus said it in the principle that whatever you're giving out, see, eventually, even though we see how it's not really like that on the earth today for a variety of reasons, but I tell you what, eventually it all will be pressed down and I mean overflowing and showered out to you from God. So you love God, you can be sure you're going to see his love shown to you as well on another level. So have a very wonderful day. And again, it's nice sharing these thoughts with you. Take care.